You know what I'm sick and tired of, Harry? I'm sick and tired of having to eke my way through life. Sick and tired of being a nobody.
You know, I've spent a lot of time in my life sitting around wanting things to change. And not being able to make them change and not thinking I could. And I wish somebody had told me that earlier sometimes. That in order for something to change, there needs to be change.
And a lot of young men are realizing that they've been sold a bill of goods, and they haven't been prepared for life. And some not so young men are waking up too.
See if you can find some ways to multiply your value to the marketplace. And he said your income will immediately start to change. Up until then, I was hoping that the economy would change. I was hoping that my company would change. I was hoping that my paycheck would change. I was hoping that circumstances outside would change. And then here's what I found out. It isn't going to change. So then my question was, if it isn't going to change, how will my life ever change? And here's what my teacher taught me. When you change, everything will change for you. When you get better, everything will get better for you.
It's easy to give up. You know,
Hell
it's
yeah.
easy. It's the easiest thing in the world to do. I'm done. I ain't going. I ain't gonna keep going.
Yeah,
I don't feel like going to work. I'm done.
Yeah, man.
It's easy. It's very easy. But what's hard is going, yo, yesterday I got nothing from working as hard as I could. Nothing happened from that. I'm gonna do the same thing again today, but I'm gonna try to go harder.
So that's why I like to be isolated, and that's why this has helped me coming out here and being locked in an apartment on my own, building back up my leg, going from rehab to home, because there was no outsiders. It was isolation, it was visualization, it was motivation, and it was dedication. There was nothing else going on in my life, you know what I mean?
And you don't like people too, right?
I mean, it's not that I don't like people, it's just that I'd rather just, this needs to be, to get to the level that you need to get to the pinnacle, it needs to be like that. It needs to be no outsiders. It needs to be, you need to have your team and your focus, and that's it. I don't need friends that aren't involved in this game.
If you can see it here, and you have the courage enough to speak it, it will happen.
So what would you say the biggest deception was? What was the biggest lie you were told?
It's not that simple.
Why not?
No, that's the biggest lie I was ever told. It's not that simple.
The most dangerous people out there are people who take a lie and wrap it all up in truth and deceive you.
And it's a lie they tell you over and over again.
What's not simple?
Any of it. All of it. It's how they get you to give up. They say it's not that simple, Vinny.
So what's the truth?
That it is.
The quote goes like this: one day or day one. One day or day one.
Stay hard. One thing I found out in my life, I used to always want people to accept me and like me. So I became who they were. If you like something and I ain't like it, I liked it because you liked it. Become unapologetic of who the fuck you are in your life. If you get after it and you're a hard motherfucker, get after it. You gotta make yourself better than what you think you are. And what that requires is people to not fucking understand you, not know you, not get you at all. Look at you like you're off. Look at you like you have a problem. Don't worry about that shit.
Here comes LBJ! Look out!
That's what taking souls is about. Don't worry about the elements and what's going on. You gotta get out there and get it.
God gave me everything. Alhamdulillah. I know you got this, they don't like this. Alhamdulillah.
If you pan it down here, you see it's about 3 o'clock in the morning and there's not a car or a person in sight. If you pan over here, it's the same thing. Not a car or a person in sight. There's not a motherfucker that's up. There's not a car, there's not a person. Everybody's in their bed, sleep, dreading that it's a Monday. Hate it's a Monday. And obviously, he wasn't the only one that thought about taking the day off. And I'm loving it. I'm loving that. Where everybody's getting weaker, I'm getting stronger. It's not about the running, the swimming, the push-ups, the sit-ups. It's about what those things do for your mentality. You don't get better on the daggone couch. You get better by coming out here and getting the fuck after it every daggone day. Stay hard.
Jot this phrase down now because I don't think I'll talk about anything more valuable than what I'm about to share with you.
4th and 5, the national championship on the line right here. He's going for the corner. He's got it.
Here it is. To climb this ladder of economically as high as you wish to climb it, here's all you have to do.
Hello, Peter. What's happening? I'm gonna need you to go ahead and come in tomorrow. Either you choose to be at your desk on time from this day forth, or you choose to find yourself another job. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, Mr. Reinhardt, perfectly clear.
So if you could be here around 9.
Learn to work harder on yourself than you do on your job. Once I understood that philosophy, it totally changed my life. I made my first fortune by age 32, starting at age 25.
Everyone is jealous of what you've got. No one is jealous of how you got it.
I love that quote.
My God. People see the trophies, but not the training ground.
Everybody wants the view, but no one wants the climb.
Why I hate being around negative people. Being an asshole is a weak person's idea of strength. Complaining is their connection. Never let yourself be held back by other people's fears. People criticize what they were afraid to do themselves because bold action reminds them of their own inaction. If you're afraid to be criticized, why do you care about the opinions of those who are too timid to do it themselves? If you are the criticizer, does tearing down someone who has the courage you lack make you better? Conversation, which we haven't spoken about yet. Motivation to train.
If you have to ask how to get motivated to go to the gym, you don't need to be going to the gym. You don't want it enough.
But where do you go to? You wake up on a morning, it's cold, it's wet, it's dark, you've got no cartilage in your knee, you've got shitty shorts, whatever it is that's the issue today.
Keep talking.
You've got these problems, right?
The motivation is crap. It's shit. People right now, maybe listening to this shit, they be motivated to go run. If it's cold somewhere where they're at, a lot of my friends will shut that door, go back inside. That's motivation. That makes me fucking happy what you just said. That brings joy to my life right there.
Why?
Because I know there's so many people that have the ability and just refuse to get off that couch.
When you're tired, when you just had the kind of day or whatever the case may be, you just don't feel like working out. That's the most important time to go. Because here's the thing, my father once told me when I was young, and I never forgot this. It was one of the most important things he ever said to me was, once you start to quit, it becomes easier to quit. Then everything you do has the potential to become a habit. That's what discipline is. Discipline is doing what you're supposed to do when you're supposed to do it, whether you feel like it or not. That's the definition of discipline. When we make lists, we overestimate how much we can do in a day, but we underestimate how much we can do in a year, right? So whatever that one thing is, if you have you should have a major goal for the year, and that one important thing should relate to that goal. I want to give y'all a piece of advice. Like, this is the one thing I wish I would have known or understood when I was younger. And that tip is, when in good times, prepare for bad times. Prepare for bad times during good times. I posted a quote on my Instagram and Facebook the other day. It was a quote: the more you sweat during peace, the less you bleed during war. Like in life, shit is going to go wrong. Like there's no way to circumvent that. It's going to happen. It's not if, it's when. And the best time to prepare for that is when things are going well.
One day, or day one.